Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Today we are talking about the new horror movie, The Invitation. After the recent passing of her mother, Evie takes a DNA test where she discovers that she has a long-lost cousin. After catching up with that cousin for a little bit, decides to invite her so that way she can meet and catch up with some of the rest of the family. But when she gets out there, she soon realizes there's something really weird going on here. And this film stars Nathalie Emmanuel and Doherty. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you guys about this film is that if you have not seen the trailer for this movie, maybe you just heard about the name or saw like the synopsis or something, I'm going to tell you right now, do not watch this trailer because this trailer spoils so much. I hate when movies do that, but after watching the film, I was like, wow, there is a lot in that trailer that you can basically see beginning, middle, and end. Like, sure, there is definitely other stuff going on, but it gives away some pretty key moments. So I would say avoid that trailer if you can. And we'll go ahead and start off this review by just talking about some of the things that I did like with this movie. So first thing I'll say is that I loved the setting where this film takes place. So most of it takes place in this old, creepy mansion where inside you have this like really creepy library, there's a wine cellar down in the basement, and you just instantly get the feeling that, yeah, this place is most likely haunted. When you're going through like the hallways, a lot of the place is lit up with like candlelight at nighttime, and you kind of see things moving around in the shadows throughout parts of the film. And so I just really appreciated the level of detail and the atmosphere that this film created, you know, right from like the get-go with this mansion. Nathalie Emmanuel, she's been in things like the Fast and Furious franchise, Game of Thrones, a bunch of other things. I thought that she was really good in this movie. She was really easy to connect to as a character. So I thought that she did a good job with the role that she had in this film. And Doherty, he plays the owner of this mansion, and at least for a good chunk of it, he was a pretty charming character. So I thought the chemistry with him and Nathalie Emmanuel worked really well. And I also like the character of Lucy, who was played by Elena Bowden. I thought that she did a really good job with that character, probably one of my other favorites in the film. There was actually some pretty creepy moments in this movie, at least for like the first two acts, where certain things would happen where you're going throughout this mansion, this house, and you didn't necessarily see everything that happened. A lot of things would be hidden by shadows, and I know part of that was this was PG-13, I'm almost positive, so a lot of that they couldn't go like the full, probably what they wanted to, because then it would have been rated R. But in a way, for me, it kind of worked because I liked that you didn't get to necessarily see some of these things that were in the shadows when things were happening. So I thought that was pretty creepy. And I was actually pretty impressed by some of the effects that were in this film. I'm not sure what the budget was for this movie, but I thought some of the effects looked pretty good. But then, unfortunately, we get to the third act, and that's where the movie kind of lost me. So again, I saw the trailer, so I kind of knew what the reveal was because, like I said, they kind of spoil everything in the trailer, unfortunately. So I knew that going in, but that didn't really bother me. I mean, whatever. But when it gets to that third act, when things get revealed what's going on with these people in this mansion, I can't even like really pinpoint it right now, but like just from that point, and there is some aspects in the third act that I do like, but overall, it just like really fell apart for me, unfortunately. And that's the last part of the movie that you're watching. So, you know, you leave the theater with that experience, unfortunately. And it's disappointing because this movie, I think, after, you know, especially with the first two acts, I thought had a lot of potential. But for some reason, just didn't connect with me in that final act. But overall, I did enjoy the first two acts of this film. So the bulk of this movie, I did have a good time with, you know, at least like enjoyed. I thought some of the actors in here, I thought they did a really good job. The atmosphere, again, that the movie created was really creepy. I would say it's definitely not really necessarily a straight up horror film. Definitely more of like a gothic, romantic type of horror movie. So just kind of know that too going into it, so that way you just kind of have those expectations and not expecting a straight up horror flick. So as far as a score goes, I wanted to give this thing a little bit higher of a score, but unfortunately with that third act where it kind of fell apart, I'm going to give this thing a 6.5 out of 10. So still think it's probably worth, you know, you checking out. Especially just for, you know, if you're a fan of seeing like, you know, creepy things, getting that, you know, that atmosphere. And some of the performances I think are worth checking out too. But I definitely want to hear what your guys' thoughts are overall. So Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have seen this movie. If not, is it something that you're going to be checking out? Try to avoid spoilers because there is, a twist. Again, if you haven't seen the trailer, that happens at a certain part in the movie. But let me know down below in the comments. And as always, guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.